and welcome to the San Marino World Cup Challenge Season 4 video. So the first thing I want to know is, how did we fare for our second season Serie B? Well, we actually did not bad at all. Here we go. We got promoted! We were only 1 point off finishing second, but Cessna beat us to the post in the last minute. I was actually quite amazed we got promoted without having to play in playoffs, because I didn't know the rules. Serie B has some quite complex rules for getting promoted. The first two automatically get promoted, and then the third one only gets automatically promoted if there are a certain number of points ahead of the fourth team. And so it goes on, and you can actually have playoffs between a huge number of teams. As you can see here, Perugia got promoted in our first season of the game, and they were 7th. It's because they were so close. They had a huge number of playoffs. Let's have a look. So we had a preliminary round of 4 teams, and then you had the semi-final with another 4 teams, and then they had the final playoff. No, it's a playout, sorry. The final playoff where Perugia managed to win. So that was then, this is now. San Marino got promoted. We're in Serie A next season. Our defence was very leaky. We let in 62 goals. Wasn't particularly good, but we did score 99, more than any other team in the league. And so how's our club going? Well, our training facilities are being completed, and our youth facilities are being completed. We've got a full backroom team, and we're doing not bad. Our finances are pretty good. We've got 2 million in the bank, 5 million to spend next season in Serie A, which should be interesting. And let's have a look at the club overview. So we'll have a look at the facilities. As you can see, we're still in our tiny wee stadium. Hasn't been improved at all, but our training facilities and youth facilities are now adequate. We've got good junior coaching and fairly basic youth recruitment, which isn't that bad. There's only 30-odd thousand people living in San Marino, so we should be able to find some decent players. So here's our current squad. It's quite a big squad. There's not as many loans as we did have last season. Of course, we bought a few of them on free. I'll show you the transfers history. So we spent a little bit of money. We brought in John Bostock, who we've since sold. We brought him in for 120,000. They only played 6 games, and we let him go for free because he wasn't particularly happy. He also didn't get many games. We bought Lembe Passa for very little money. Some of the big players we brought in Anthony Stokes, who was released on a free from Celtic. He was a big player for us, 24 games and 8 goals, 6 assists. He lost a bit of pace after getting injured halfway through the season, but overall he's been a pretty decent player for us. Another good player we got in was Pellegrini, 30 games in total, 5 goals for us. Pretty decent defender, defensive midfielder and midfielder. We never played him in defence though, we only kept him in the midfield. We actually signed lots of players, but we didn't play a lot of them. We let Michel Camporese leave. As you know, we brought him on a free from Florentina, and we sold him for 300,000 this season. So that was a pretty good manoeuvring on the transfer scene. So we brought in Lembe. He only played 10 games, but came on a lot as a sub. Scored 4 goals for us, so quite disappointing from Lembe. He's just not doing it anymore, so I'll probably look to sell him, see if we can get any money for next season. Our goalkeeper for the season was Andujar, an Argentinian with 6 caps. He did well for us, let in 60, but overall, considering our defence, he was pretty decent for us. Another big player for us was where is he? Ederson. Here we go. Ederson we played as our inside on the right wing. He scored 11 goals for us. He got 8 assists, came from Lazio on a free. He's 32 now, his stats aren't particularly great, but he did it when needed and got me out of a lot of tight spots. Who else did we sign? Let me see. Joe Ledley. So Joe Ledley was also an ex-Celtic player, came in from Crystal Palace for us. He was our rock in the midfield for pretty much every game. He doesn't have a lot of vision. If he had some more vision, I think he would be the perfect midfielder. But he was very decent for us in this league, and we'll probably keep him for next season. We'll see how we do in the transfer manoeuvring, see if we get anybody better. But I'm not too sure if we will. Another young player I brought in that I like to look of is Jack Brimmer, defensive midfielder. He mostly played as a sub, of course. He's not too happy at the moment because of that. But 22 appearances, 2 goals. We got him on free from Liverpool, and I have high hopes for him in the future. Trying to think who else we brought in. Scala, or another central defender. Solid central defender. He can play the ball a bit, and he has great potential. He's a decent player for most Serie A's and Serie B already, and we'll see how he does for next season. Hopefully he goes on another year. Another great player we brought in was Sambu Jatabari. We only brought him in January, but he made our push to the finals, to the promotion, very well for us. 4 goals, 14 games, solid player. Look to see how he does in Serie A. David Ivan was another good player we brought in, mostly for sub appearances, but I think he can do well for us in the future. And let's see who else we got. This was an amazing player we managed to pick up, Graham Knox. He's only 20, and look at those stats as a central defender, pretty solid. So where did we get him from? We got him straight from Cork City on a free. Quality signing. Oops, my cat has pushed the spacebar, so let's see if we can go back. Here we go. Okay, so we managed to get him on a free from Cork City. Quality player. So our current squad, I'll just show you it now. As you can see, all our players at the top. John Sheehan, I was talking about him in the last video. He again had a quality season. He's come on leaps and bounds. He managed to get 12 goals for us and 10 assists. We played him actually on the inside right quite a bit. You know, he was a decent player for us. Passa as well. He played only 15 games, but was a solid contributor for us. Francois Marquette, we played in the wingback role mostly this season. Okay, so let's have a look at our tactics for this season. We changed tactics. We were introducing this last season, and we played it more this season. As you can see, we've got on our left back row Sebastian Pocagnoli, who's 30 now, 21 caps. I reckon he could be decent enough for Serie A, but we'll wait and see. Marquette on the right back, Knox and Sala playing a central, Adjujar in the goals, and then we've got Sheehan here, we've got him in the central. Another player I forgot to mention, Peter Whittingham. He's quite old now. His physical stats have dropped a lot, but we got him on a free from Cardiff, and he's done pretty well for us this season, but I don't see him doing the same for us next season. I think he's just a bit too old for Serie A, and I don't think his legs will keep up. And our attacker, Kevin Mercado, we signed him on we've had him on loan for the last 2 seasons. He played a few games last season, as you can see, but this season he's really come into his own in these new tactics. He plays as the false 9. Very good player, very young. He's got 3 caps for Colombia now, and Ecuador, and he scored 2 goals. So Kevin Mercado could be one for the future. We'll wait and see as well how he does next season. He's not going to improve too much, but he's a decent player for Serie A teams. So we changed our tactics slightly to more attacking, which again, as you can see, resulted in us letting in lots of goals. Our transfer manoeuvring was pretty good, I think. Lots of frees. We made a little bit of money off one player, but we hope to make some more players next season. We'll see how that goes. And let's have a look at the San Marino youths. Well, a good player who I got very high hopes for is Davide Valentini, who's a right wing player. Can play in as a winger, or he can play in central midfielder on the left. I've been training him to also play as a left winger as well, so hopefully he'll be able to play down both wings for the national team when we get him. He's so far refusing all the call-ups at the moment, and he also unfortunately has Italian as a second nationality. He could possibly be a Serie A player in the future, so I hope that he doesn't decide he wants to play for Italy, because that would be a great loss for us. Of course, we've got Righi and Musioli as well, who are also Italians. Righi has accepted some call-ups, but so has Musioli. So it's a good possibility for the future for San Marino. We also have a 16-year-old central defender who's already had one appearance. I'll be seeing more of that, I suspect, with our new youth policy. We'll have lots of San Marino youths coming through who get called up almost instantly for the national team, even though they're 15 and 16. So, considering the actual national team itself is pretty poor, as you can see. How did they do so far? Well, the main team had lost every game they played. They managed to score 1 goal against Macedonia and a goal against the Czech Republic. As manager of the under-19s, I managed to win a match against East Timor. We won 4-0, but we've lost every other game apart from that. So let's show you some highlights. So East Timor against San Marino under-19s. I try and play a similar formation to the ones I do for the club team, in the hope that the players get used to it. That's a great goal from miles out from Valentini. Not the Valentini, this is another Valentini who currently is signed to Murata. Oh, how do I get rid of that? Okay. Well, that's annoying. I can't get rid of that now. I'm not sure how to do that. Well, we beat East Timor 4-0, which was an amazing result for San Marino under-19s, considering we're not very good. How did the club team do? Well, we did pretty well. We had mostly wins, and we lost. Unfortunately, we lost against Brescia 2-1. That was the most annoying result, because if we'd won that, we would have got promotion in second place. But we drew in our last match against Teramo, and unfortunately that put us third. But it wasn't that bad, because we actually managed to get promotion, as you can see. So we started off well, and we pretty much kept up in position all the time, and we could have nicked it in the last minute, but we never managed to. So that's San Marino. We've got Serie A football next season, and we'll see how we get on. Please subscribe if you like to follow, and thank you very much.